It's deranged, royal fae. They'll act crazy all day. They'll apologize for the fail, but still scream and wail. It's deranged, royal fae. Yeah!
Simmer down, have a cup of tea, and let's talk about r/AreTheStraightsOK. We are here today with my darling sweetheart. You can call him Capybara. You want to say hi? There he is. Wonderful. Lovely, lovely voice. So, as I said, we're reacting to AreTheStraightsOK. I thought it'd be funny to have the straight here for this.
Wow.
It was actually his idea in the first place.
Objectifying me?
Yes, I'm objectifying you. That's exactly what objectification is. So, okay, to start this off, I might had already... I scrolled down just a little bit just to make sure, and so I kind of got this first one spoiled a little bit for me, but, over 68,000 single women starve to death every year because they can't open pickle jars.
Oh,
I guess women are only sustaining themselves off pickles.
Pickles, yeah, they can't eat anything
pickled food, so pickled onions, pickled radishes, pickled pickles. Like, women can't
everything
eat anything else. They need their nutritional value from their pickles.
I've actually known a few women over the years who open jars better than me, so, you know.
Yeah, no, same.
It is a skill that I have.
I grew up in a household that was predominantly female, and even though there was, like, one male, he still wasn't always around. So I'm used to women being the lead strongest member in my household. I was saying that last night to, like, we were watching this thing about, like, trans men and conservative men on Jubilee, and one of them was like, you wouldn't turn to your wife for those strong things or whatnot. You know, as the man, they would turn to you. And I'm like, honestly, no, I would probably turn to my mom more than I would turn to my dad. Not that my dad's not a strong person, but my mom is a fucking strong person. Like, she was practically raising us on her own for a bit. Guys, I think Freud is back from the dead. You want to read that one?
Daddy, a son's first hero, a daughter's first love. Looks like somebody's keeping it in the family, that's for sure.
Yeah. I will say, Freud's, in regards to bringing it back to Freud believed little boys were terrified of their dad and hated their dad, were jealous of their dads. I guess jealousy could be a form of idolizing.
Freud had a lot of unresolved mental issues of his own.
Freud was
telling
projecting
other people what they should be thinking.
For someone who coined the word projecting, or maybe not coined, but popularized, he definitely did a lot of that himself. He was just speaking from experience. Apparently, they can't even be friends. As a married man, why do you have women as friends? Women in my life are my family, my wife, my best friend, my wife's friend, or woman I work with, not friends. My wife's friends, not my friends. My friends' wives, not my friends. No woman I call or hang out with without my wife. Apparently they can't even be friends anymore.
The insecurities are so high.
Well, it's just like, because people believe that if a male and a female get along, there has to be romantic or sexual tension or interest, unless they're family. Like, it's like the whole thing where, like, a little boy and a little girl hold hands or whatever, and like, oh, they're dating, or they're playing together, oh, they're going to be so cute together. It's just like, no. Can we normalize male-female friendships?
Be a child.
Like, anytime there's a male, almost every single time in Hollywood history when there's a male and female lead role, they have to be shipped, or they might be siblings. And even that, if you look at anime, sometimes they're both. Alright, oh, this might hit close to home, and in a bad way. For you, that is.
Facebook is such a wonderful place. If you had a C-section, congratulations! You failed as a mother before the baby even came out. Real mothers push through it all.
Because some people are so fucking ignorant.
My mother couldn't push through it all, and we both would have died if they hadn't had a C-section, so...
People
I guess that we're both failures for not dying.
People are so fucking ignorant and stupid when it comes to basic biology and the birthing process.
You gotta understand, the people complaining about this, the crux of the people behind most of these posts, they have such empty, boring lives, and they have to find a way to make themselves special,
If
even if
it's-
it's something anybody can do.
If
Pretty
it's
much.
something so empty and boring, fill it up with research, my dude. Like,
Well, there's
research
something
shit before
interesting.
you open your mouth. Like, literally, this is like a similar argument of abortions. Like, sometimes you have to get abortions because the mom might die, and if the mom dies, the baby might die because it doesn't have a fucking mother in its life. Like, same with C-sections. It just, oh my god, I can't believe there's even a war against C-sections as to what makes you a real mother. Like, I've seen the argument about, like, if you take a painkiller during birthing, or you get pain numbing during birthing, that doesn't make you tough enough or real enough or whatever, and I think that's still stupid. But it's just, or even like taking pain medication during periods is ridiculous. Straight people. Now, kids are too young to know any about gay people. Also them. Freshmen these days getting younger and younger. When you're not even 2, but you already met a girl in college. We literally were just talking about this, about shipping kids. Just like, can we not? Shipping people in real life in general is just kind of weird and cringy, but
It's a
shipping
very,
children?
It's like a real kind of conditioning at a young age too. Because I mean, I remember when I was in school, the same kind of thing happened to me. People would be like, you couldn't even hang out one-on-one with a girl because they'd be like, "Oh, you too gay," or something, and then you'd feel like that was a bad thing. You'd feel like because you're getting mocked about it, you're getting teased about it, you think you can't have a platonic relationship with someone from the opposite sex.
Yeah, especially from the guy. I feel like it's even more stigmatized for men to get close to the woman. And then that also, so it feeds into the whole incel or, friend zone fedora culture, of
Friendzone fedora.
friend zone fedora, neckbeard, whatever,
Yeah.
culture of, oh, she was nice to me, oh, she was laughing at my jokes, therefore she's interested in me. Like, any sort of interest shows a romantic or sexual interest in their minds. And this whole thing conditions and feeds them into believing that. Like, legit. And it's not exactly their fault for that confusion, because literally society's teaching you. And honestly, I feel like it's that kind of forced heterosexuality too, where a lot of queer kids probably didn't realize when they were young that they weren't actually, they thought that friendship bond they had with some of the opposite sex might imply romantic intentions because of what families said was, or adults in their lives were saying. And like, but I was talking to her about the whole thing about when I was young. Did I ever tell you the story about when I was young and one of my friends at the time, we were both like younger than 8 years old. We were like maybe 6. And he was being super rowdy. He was running around and he wouldn't calm down. And for some reason, I got up from my seat and I kissed him. I think it was on the cheek. And then he shut up and sat down and behaved for the rest of the night. I don't know why I did this. I genuinely don't know what was going through my head and why I thought that was okay to do. But I had gaslit myself later in life to believe, oh, I did that because I had a crush on him, because that's what, kissing, and because like that would be normal for me to do to one of my sisters. It would even possibly be normal for me to do that with one of my female friends. It's normal for me to do that within the family as a Greek person. And so why should it be any different from a friend to a friend, from even if it's friend to a mask person, But yeah, so like, I later gaslit myself to believe, oh yeah, I had a crush on him. I don't think I genuinely did. I just think I liked him hanging out with him as a bro, And I just like, smooch your homies. Smooch your homies.
Kiss the homies good night.
Yeah, exactly. I do think it is important to throw your husband a bone at least once a week. She's not really this is a guy. She's not really holding up her end of the bargain here.
Throw him a bone? Sex isn't right just because you're married.
I mean, it's an important part of maintaining a heterosexual relationship. Any therapist would agree.
I'm 100% sure this person is single, by the way.
Yeah, pretty sure.
And if he's
that,
not,
or
then
their
I
wife has left
feel
them.
sorry for the person who
I
had to be
think
with
it's
them.
also potential that their wife has left them because they weren't giving enough, because the sex life wasn't a good thing.
They weren't filling the quota. No therapist is going to tell you to fuck your husband just to make him happy. If they do, they should lose their license. They should be getting to the root of the problem, not ignoring it.
Cough, cough, Dr. Laura. Are you in a committed heterosexual relationship? Have sex anyways, because that's what straight people do. Are you? I don't think you are a good person. Actually, that could still be
it shouldn't hold as much value as it does.
This might actually still be a woman that's saying this, and she's been gaslit into this. Like, actually, Dr. Laura, for example, fuck her, but she believes in that kind of mentality, that if your husband cheats on you, it's probably your fault because you didn't give him enough sex. Don't get me wrong. One of the key reasons for divorce is one of them, besides the pressures and failings of financial shit and stuff like that, the responsibilities come with marriage. But one of the main reasons actually is sex life. Between divorce for divorce failing. That and, you know, the financial stuff. But it's just like, that's probably a key indicator that too many people jump into marriage too soon, that 50% of them, or nearly half of them are failing.
Oh, I saw that one today, actually.
She was drunk. He took her into his bedroom. He put on her a blanket and kissed her forehead. That's when a guy becomes a man.
Basic common human decency is apparently...
Well, also, he shouldn't have taken her home, to his home, if she was drunk. She couldn't consent to that.
Well, no, but I don't know if it's saying... Maybe they were already in his home, right?
No, she was drunk. He took her to his bedroom. Okay, that's fair. But
they could have already been in his house. I mean, okay. Unless he's thrown her into a car or something, that wouldn't be very good.
Well, okay, like, here's the thing. Is she was not, like, incapacitated. He probably should have called... Like, if they weren't in his home already, he should have called a taxi for her.
Yeah,
if they weren't in his home. If they weren't in his home, he should have called a taxi for her. Or had her call a taxi for herself. If she's not incapacitated. If they're in his home, he probably shouldn't have... Like, unless, like, if this is, like, a new relationship, if they don't live together, or something like that.
There's 20,000 likes, pretty much. Oh my god, people think this is okay.
But if they already were in his home, he probably should have just let her sleep on the couch or wherever she was incapacitated, you know? Like, taking her to... Like, unless they've been together for a long time, and it's very common that she sleeps in his bedroom, that's kind of a boundary. You know, because, like, she doesn't know what happen. She's going to wake up in that bed and think, oh my god, did we fuck? Or something like that.
Yeah, it's going to be kind of panicky.
This is assuming that they are newer in a relationship. Like, this is assuming that they're not at that point yet. So, like, for all I know, maybe they've been in a long committed relationship for a while. But also, this doesn't make you a man. Taking care, I mean, yeah, no, it's good. Take care of your partner, make sure she's okay, or they're okay, no matter what gender they are. But this isn't what you should base your manhood off of.
I'm guessing she's the man in the house.
Haha, she toast around our 5 kids.
Oh, gotcha. I just said what I said because the Q7 looks a lot more angrier and sort of more of a man's car. But I guess in the US it's just a mom SUV.
I don't know. SUVs don't really have any inherently masculine about them. They're mom vehicles primarily.
That A4 looks feminine when you put it next to that big angry Q7 grill. Each to their own, I mean, I hear worse. Some people even see the X5M as a mom car. Meanwhile, in Europe, it's not rare to see a blacked out X5M with 4, 5, 6, 4 men in them.
4 to 5, 6, 5... 4 to 5 men inside the same car. Bro, that doesn't sound straight.
That sounds
5 men sitting in an SUV because they're not gay.
Interesting.
Because they're not gay.
5 men sitting in an SUV because they're not gay. Bro, why are we gendering why we had to gender cars and grills now? Why do we keep gendering inanimate objects? We're not romantic speaking countries where everything's gendered. Can we not do this to English, please?
No, I remember when I was actually first buying my first car. When I was buying my first car, I ended up looking at a few things, and some of the people I was with said, "Don't get that, Rob. It's a girl's car." I was like, "Well, women drive this car," and I'm just like, "It's a car. Do we need to gender a car?"
If it's practical, if it meets your needs, if you like how it look, who gives a fuck?
Good enough. No, I used to be like so conscious of the color of even my drinks if I'd go out.
I remember.
If my drink was a pink color.
Yeah.
I used to be so like, oh, someone's gonna judge me.
Yeah,
but now it's
like, who gives a drink? Shit? I mean, look at you. You're a manly looking guy. Like, if someone's gonna get on your case when a guy with a fucking beard and body hair is drinking a fruity drink, they can just fuck right off. You're 6'1". Like, you have a manly fucking voice. Like, so fucking... I was saying this to my character Clyde, when I showed you I was drawing him in feminine tops yesterday. Normally Clyde wouldn't actually cross-dress. He just kind of likes makeup. I thought it'd be fun to show him wearing some feminine clothes. But, like, I feel like people would want to try insulting him for being a guy wearing makeup, but then they would see
Yeah.
that he's like 6'4" or whatever height he is, and that he's muscular as fuck, and they would be like, he can crush my hand and he can crush my skull in one of his hands. So they would just passive aggressively whisper behind his back, but they would not dare fuck with. Like I don't know. When I was in my polyamorous relationship with all my partners being 6 foot plus, I felt a lot more confidence in being able to be a little bit more open about that in public, because who was going to fuck with 3 6-foot people, whether or not you disagree with that? Like, even women, like, you would not approach a 6-foot woman and think you're gonna have her if you're shorter than 6
Oh,
foot.
I sure
like,
as hell would.
like,
would.
just enjoy what you want to enjoy and get off people's back if you don't agree with it matching the but just, oh my god, people need to get off. Stop gendering things and stop making people's gendered things their worth. Like, oh my god, let's not make this their worth. If a girl hates her dad, appears entitled, calls herself a feminist, refuses to take responsibility, is always glued to her smartphone, she's definitely not relationship material. What did I miss? Best replies get retweeted.
She says she knows her worth. That's more of that bullshit about
We don't want
a woman, like a man creates his worth and a woman has to preserve it or something like that. Isn't that what that guy? You remember that guy, that pickup artist guy who said that?
Yep.
Um,
So confidence is a red flag now. Okay, I think it was on the Straight Snow. Okay, there was a bunch of ones where they're talking about woman who likes Vans or woman who has Vans or whatnot are not wife material, and I'm like, what do people have against Vans? Like, I'm guessing Vans as in like shoes, like Vans the clothing company, and I'm just like, wait, why is Vans not dateable material, wife material? What is going on? What did I miss? Don't get me wrong, I hardly have any Vans. I do have like 1 or 2 pairs, but just like, what did I miss in the Vans community?
When it's something random like that, I've got to assume that it was something related to somebody that they cared about who's left them because they're horrible people. And it's like, that's what they fixated on, you know?
Well, no, it was several people saying. I think maybe because Vans is in the alternative culture, and so like, it's more common amongst alternative people, so they're thinking they're going to be alternative. Because like Vans is like skateboards, the shoes, tattoo like things, etc. And so like tattoos popped up a lot as like a not wifeable material and such. So I'm guessing that's what the Vans thing was about. But yeah, so apparently a girl like being confident and knowing her worth is a red flag. You don't want to date these men if they think that you having confidence in yourself, you being self-respecting, is not what they want. They want to manipulate and gaslight and use you. That's what they want. They want someone
put their foot
who's vulnerable
on your neck.
Yeah.
They don't want any individuality. They just want something they can control.
Oh dear God.
Because that's all you are, an object to them.
I do love that it goes both ways. That both women and men can be fucking toxic as in straight culture. I don't love it. No, I don't like it, but I do like the fact that it can be pointed out both ways. It's really fun when you point out one, the people who feel attacked by it. So, like, for example, when I was pointing out like the problems with with people, the way they reacted to the Gillette ad, mostly being cis men reacting negatively to it, they were like, some of them were trying to argue like, we should call out the problems in women too. I'm like, me acknowledging there's a problem with men is not me saying there are no problems with women. That's not at all what I'm saying. Like, I never once said that. There are problems in femininity. There are downsides and toxicity that can happen in femininity, the same as toxic masculinity. But me saying there's problems with masculinity is not me saying there are none in womanhood, you know? And so it's just like, I agree with you. I'm not disagreeing here.
All women need to read this. When a man is truly interested in you, there will be no need for you to do the pursuing. Men are born to pursue women. Yes, you can pursue a man if you want to, but in most cases that's just an obvious sign that he's not into you. How about you just play passive-aggressive instead and try and make him work it out? It's not natural for a man to sit back and let the woman do all the work. For a man who claims to like you to sit back and allow you to do all of the calling, texting, dating arrangement, talks about the future, etc., it's pretty obvious where you stand in that man's life. It's pretty obvious that you don't want a clear-cut, straightforward relationship either. When a man really wants you, you don't have to chase after him like he's some celebrity who barely has time for a fan. You will be his priority. This is disgusting. It's already painting women in a bad light. Well, it's like saying that you need to be worth pursuing. Like, don't try and aspire to, be straightforward and openly go for a man because,
also feeds into the idea of why so men can feel that they should be very pushy despite a girl saying no. It's feeding
It encourages
into
aggression.
yeah,
it does
no,
encourage aggression.
this is literally a friend of my ex fiance. He didn't understand that no meant no, that it wasn't a girl playing hard to get, and so he would keep pursuing girls when they were uninterested, thinking that it was just a playing hard to get thing. And it's like, no, dude, you're being a fucking creep now. You are breaching boundaries. You need to leave her be. Stop texting her, stop calling her, stop trying to talk to her. You're in the wrong here. But a lot of guys thinking it's just girls playing cat and mouse shit. They just think that this is okay, this is normal, this is what's happening, that they're actually interested but they're pretending not to be. That's the whole being passive aggressive and stuff is that's what that's implying, to be that, play hard to get, no means yes. And that's not okay. Like, unless you're doing some kink stuff and you are well aware that's kink and that you have safe words and stuff, that's not okay for starting relationships. In relationships, you hardly know someone. Don't get me wrong. I do understand the idea of no one person in the relationship should be the only one, doing the calling, texting, dating arrangements. I feel like that should be a mutual thing. I will say, like, that did make me a bit. It did make me a little bit insecure in our relationship in the beginning, because I felt like I was the one over pursuing you, that you weren't interested, because I was the one mostly doing that stuff. But I also get why your apprehension would be there, given that we were across the seas and all that jazz. And I know, like, both of us have low sense of self-worth, so, like, you don't feel like you're worth enough to ask someone out on a date. I get that. So, like, that, to be fair, doesn't always prove that lack of interest, but I've been there where I felt like, oh my god, I'm the one who's being pushy, the other person's not actually interested. I get that mindset, and I do think it should be mutual on both sides, that both partners, male, female, non-binary, both, whatever, should both mutually do that. I don't think it should be left up to just the man or just the woman, or whatever genders are in this relationship. It's battle around. It's not okay. Especially in a straight situation. It's just like, no.
All right. As you can see, this guy is an idiot.
Gender benefits of being in a relationship. Okay, let's start with woman. Free dinners, his money, doors held for you, male servants, attentions on you, you're never wrong, treated like princess, protection, free gifts. They'll let you do both.
Sex, emotional support, status.
Men, huh? We get benefit? Wait, you guys are getting paid? You guys are getting benefits? As you can see, I get the joke for has. As you can see, there's nothing in a ship that exclusively benefits men. Emotional support, that's something that benefits men. Being able to, like, I'm gonna link Conyer here. They did this video about, like, how a lot of times women have to help men. Like, this is responsibility that's forced upon women because men aren't taught to do this naturally, where they have to kind of poke and prod their partners to let out their emotions and such, and then basically they give a lot of their emotional baggage to their female partners. I'm not saying that this is the way it should be, but that is the way it tends to be in a CisHet relationships, where a lot of times women have to poke and prod their male partners to open up and get that emotional baggage off their chest. And that can be damaging for the woman, and it's damaging for the man, that he has to feel like he can't share those things, There are benefits. There are so many benefits. Like, also, here's the thing. Not every relationship dynamic is like this, where not all CisHet couples, only the man pays for dinners. Only the man gives gifts. No matter who I'm dating, man, woman, non-binary, even if I'm the woman in this relationship, big, huge quotes on that, I will buy my partner's food. I will spoil my partners with gifts. I have gone below zero on my bank account because I just love spoiling my partners and friends. Like, I treat my partners like, I will not worship them, but I try my best to make them feel super validated and affirmed.
Where my free dinners at?
I'll come over here and I'll feed you. I'll feed you.
I want free dinners.
I mean, I've cooked for you. To be fair, now that I'm going to be making money and such, I can actually spend, like, I was in a situation where I couldn't always, I will admit, if I'm in a situation where I can't afford doing dinners and such, unfortunately, I have to rely on my partners to do that, and I absolutely hate that. I'm not letting them do that though because they're supposed to as the man, or they're supposed to because I'm the woman. That's not why it's happening. It's because I'm in a bad financial situation and they can afford to do it and they've offered to do it. There's a difference between like every dinner has to be me pay for it because I'm man versus
Has to be.
hey, I can't currently afford it. Can you help spot me? You know, kind of thing. And I usually will always like with my one of my first long relationships, we would go back and forth. Like, I got this time, you get next time, you know, kind of thing. Or we would just split the bill. Also, the idea that only the man relationship has the money is also stupid. Doors held for you. I will hold the doors for anyone, relationship or
Everyone
otherwise.
deserves to be held open for.
I even would try holding the door open when I had a broken ankle and was just like with my crutches, and people were like, don't do that, you know. I'm like, I'm literally built to be a door stopper right now. The rubber on my crutches are the same as a door stopper. Attention's on you. If you're not giving your partner attention simply because he's a man, there's a problem here. Why would you not give your male partners attention? You're never wrong. That's wrong. You should never pander to your partner just because they're a woman. Women can be wrong too. If they're wrong, they're wrong. And you should not just bend it and gaslight yourself because she's the woman and you're worried about losing her. If you're gonna lose her simply because you tell her she's wrong, she's not worth keeping around. Vice versa too. If he's gonna, you know, be upset and leave you because you won't pander to say he's right, he's not worth keeping around either. If you guys can't both mutually agree and respect each other's opinions and like be like, you know what, you're right, I was out of line. You know, you're right, I was wrong. You're not good for each other. You're not good for relationships in general, potentially, you know? But yeah, there's just so many things. Are they okay?
They're not okay.
The straights are indeed not okay. Maybe one day we'll come back and we'll go to the straights being okay, because that is also a Reddit, and that's a lot more wholesome. I like nice things and wholesomeness. Oh no, you can see them double ears. Double the ears. We got the cat is pretending to be a rat, or the rat's pretending to be a cat. I can't tell what's going on here. Oh, on that note, I guess we're going to leave it off there.
The cat is a rat.
The rat and the cat and the cat and the rat. You don't ask what this is. Down by the bay where the wildmen grow. Back to my home, I dare not go.
I'm going to bed.
Thank you so much for joining, my love. I hope you've enjoyed your cup of tea, and I'll be seeing you at the next party. Thank you all so much for watching. You want to say thank you, or, you know, thank you for having me, or whatever.
Thank you so very much for watching.
Thank you for watching.
Forgive my partner for being all over the place. They haven't had enough tea.
Oh, I gotta get my daily dose of tea. Gotta get them shots
Yep.
of gel. Gotta sniff that testosterone like it's crack.
Oh, Jesus. Okay. Good
Thank
night,
you.
everybody.
Thank you for watching.
Bye.
And I hope you will have a gay day.
A gay day.
There's an echo.
Well, they're glad that you stayed, yet you wasted yet another day. Their videos are a bore, but they've got lots more in store. It's deranged. Royal Faye. Yeah.